And how about another little week later cabin update? So a lot has happened this week while I've been gone at work, out of town. Got water on the well now. So got good pressure on that. The well pump is about 400 feet deep. Ended up having to go 420 feet deep, I think. Got 5 gallons a minute. Got a lot of storage. That's what I wanted. So all the power's done on the house, cabin. I did get that stone spread out the other day, and they managed to pour concrete this week, and it's set up. It turned out really good. So the porch needs to be power washed. It's the same, it's dyed the same color as that. That's just dirty from construction. This is actually, I think, like the first time I actually had to buy him that grooving tool to do that. He does not have a whole lot of experience doing sidewalk. They more do like, they really, I mean, he built the whole house, but the builder really just kind of, concrete they do is, you know, pads for garages and stuff like that. So I think this was probably one of his most intricate sidewalks, if he's done any sidewalks at all. So got all this brush finished, rounded on the outside edge. It needs to be power washed. All that will kind of all blend together once it's washed. He got all this grooved and then got all the way down to here, and he has never done that before, so it actually set up on him a little bit too fast and he wasn't able to groove that, so they came back in here and just saw cut it, which is fine. Got a nice sweeping curve to come to the back deck, and then a nice curve to come down here to the patio. I'm fine with just a saw cut because I feel like on this slope right here, that groove might have actually been a little bit of a trip hazard. And then he poured the patio down here, stamped it to match the slate finish of the front porch up there. So what I've got to do now is gonna mulch all that, and I'm gonna backfill this right here and either I'm gonna get the pit screenings and put all down here. So it's looks kind of sandy-ish, but it's a solid kind of rock base there. I'm either gonna put that right here and top dress it with river rock, or just completely fill it with that. I'm thinking I may top dress it with river rock, because I want to backfill that, plant like a Japanese maple there, and then the brown river rock, kind of round that off, and then mulch all through there. But yeah, the sidewalk, definitely, I like the way it turned out. Need to power wash it, but I don't feel like making mud right now, and I don't have time. Time is never of the essence anymore. I had about 45 minutes this afternoon to take the skid steer and move that pile of mud from where the well was, and I brought 4 or 5 scoops of dirt up here to throw out right here, and that's about all the time I have to do stuff for today. So there's this week's update. Coming along, got the little lantern mounted as well. Well, another machine. So this was delivered one night this week while I was working out of town. Showed up and unloaded it here at the house one night, and I got me a bucket too. So I upgraded the cat roller. I actually sold that already. This is a Bomag 172. It's a 66-inch smooth drum roller. This is what I wanted, was a 66-inch wide roller from the start. Bought that cat off of a whim because couldn't find anything in my budget that I was looking for a roller. Rollers are great. They're expensive. They don't really make you no money, but you got to have them. So finally found this one. The cat was a 60-inch roller, and I don't know, it just seemed a little top heavy for the stuff I was doing. So got this one. Seems a little lower, wider, and it weighs more, so should pack down. I got a few pads to do and a big road project coming up, so needed a good roller for that. I got this from Neil Equipment. That is the dealer I got my Komatsu dozer from, and Hyundai 330 that I bought a year or so ago. Yeah, they had this in their rental fleet. It wasn't for sale, but ended up making it for sale. They gave her a good little sand down and repaint to make it look good, and I'm checking it out. Everything looks pretty good on it. Let's see. It's identical to that other Bomag that I have. Well, it's not identical, it's one size bigger. They have an air-cooled joist in them. The throttle was broke over there, so they did the same type throttle that I have on the other one. And he says the hour meter works. I guess I'll see if it clicks over or not, but it's only showing 1,355 hours, so it runs good. And while they were shipping that down, I said go ahead and get me another bucket as well. When I got the Komatsu dozer, I got a 84-inch tooth digging bucket from them, and that has honestly been the best digging bucket I've ever used. So I was like, hey, got another shipment coming down here, I'd like a smooth bucket to match that. And he talked me into getting an 88-inch bucket. That way I can scoop up the 84 and take both of them on a job and be able to relatively easily haul them around. It is a made in the USA bucket in Pennsylvania. And oh, Mountain View attachments. Actually, there's actually no brand name on that other one. I think the company was just starting out and they didn't even have a brand name, so I'm glad to see it. They actually have a name on it. Hopefully that bucket grades as good as that other one does. I have to, I'm gonna roll the driveway in and go get the skid steer, hook that up, and run up and down there, freshen that up, and then I gotta go down there to the cabin and do a little backfill work down there. So let's do a little rolling. I got loaded the pit screenings. That's going to end up going down here below the patio, between the pond, the two rock walls there. I think I'm going to go down there and knock down that one holly tree there on the right. That way I can drive the skid steer back there. I'm going to take the skid steer and dress all this up first. Need to move the backhoe out of the way. Get a little bit more topsoil, put right there. I did just finish raking all this out. I think once the planning's done, I'm gonna do fabric and then put the brown river rock over all this. That way, with all the leaves and everything, it can just be blown out there to get all the debris out of that. Probably keep that a lot cleaner. Mulch all this over here. River rock this corner right there. Mulch between the deck and the wall. And then I'll use those pit screenings. So I left this square. I figured it'd kind of tie into my little walkway a little bit better. And I'm gonna put that stuff right here and spread the rest of it out in between the walls right here. I'll go down there with the skid steer, slick all that up. I think I got some fabric left. Just kind of roll that out for what it's worth and spread that out, and that should make a nice, solid, yet kind of sandy, granular base to walk on. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take that tree out. Then I can come in here with the skid steer. And it's got a little bit mangled up in the concrete process and covered in concrete as well. I like that. I think what I'm going to do is take and I gotta see if I like either leaving it like that. I'm going to put the brown river rock around there. I may continue it to the end of the wall right there. That way it kind of all, at least the bigger rock probably won't get tracked out as bad if somebody's sitting on the wall. But I'm gonna finish cleaning this little bit of concrete up and continue putting these screenings all the way around here. Then I'll come down here with the skid steer, drag all this, and then finish bringing the rest of the pile down here. I'm gonna make like a little walkway right there and fill in between here and the wall. I should have enough to at least do this area right here. Hey Winston, what do you think of the Halloween decorations? You ready to go get your breakfast? Yeah, real excited there, bud. We're at your favorite place, Winston. You ready for your taty tots? Hey, you ready for your taty tots? Do you find your drilling a little excessive? They're good, aren't they? Delicious. Winston, we got stuff to do today. Yeah, we got to make a pit stop, Winston. We got to get the straw blower. It's at Uncle John's house. 250 still here. Long reach and a little roller. Minis. Hey, you gotta stay in the truck. I know. You gotta stay in the truck. I gotta go load up the straw blower. Would you like to see the cabin? Well, we went and got breakfast and the straw blower. Winston, come here. And I've got to go to the shop out back, grab some more fabric. I actually didn't finish this yesterday, but I got topsoil raked around the sidewalk and around the patio. I've got to run a strip of fabric from right here down to the pond and then finish putting all the little gravelly rock right in here. That should make a nice little walking area down there. You like it, Winston? Fresh territory. What do you think, buddy? Did you already pee on my patio? Just so excited. I'll put the rest of the fabric out. Got all this covered here now. Take the skid steer, go over there and get a few scoops, dump some right here. And then, I don't know, I might have to come around that way and do the rest. I'm afraid with only 3 or 4 inches of this stuff, if I twist on it, it may just wad all the fabric up. I really don't want to have to redo all that, especially when it's half buried in pea gravel. Well, that's a wrap. I need to get about 2 more bucketfuls of dirt to backfill this edge of the sidewalk. All that's going to be mulch, so I pretty much put whatever kind of dirt I want to there. Clean up that little bit of concrete left over. I got the rest of the gravel down here, and I took the roller and kind of rolled that in. So this should kind of be a little bit more of a permanent little beach kind of type area. Once all the leaves fall, everything kind of settles in here. May throw a little bit more mulch out right here, dress all this up. But yeah, being on this slope, this should stay put and be a nice little sitting and walking area down here at the pond. Also took and threw a little bit of gravel out there just so it wasn't mud right there at the edge of these rocks. The water's actually down. We're actually in a little bit of a dry spell. Where's the overflow? We're down about 3 inches or so. So normally the water's all the way up here on those rocks, so it will fill up next time it rains. Outdoor patio area is coming along. Well, it's time to make everything look nice with the ruckus rake. Put this topsoil in. It's dried out now. I'm gonna run over this and kind of fluff all this up. Kind of grade around the side of the cabin there. I'm trying to put a swell in right here, all the way down there to the wood line, so that any of this runoff from the field just kind of goes down through here, off into the woods and not around the cabin and across the septic field there. So yeah, coming along pretty good here. This shouldn't take too long. Well, it's getting closer and closer. I'm gonna come back down here with the truck, measure out for sod. I'm gonna sod probably everything here in the front and around the side there to go ahead and establish some permanent grass right here so it looks good. Sidewalk is all backfilled now. Gravel dressed up a little bit better. Gonna do a brown river rock all through here. Got to get the landscaping put in and a little extra dirt cleaned up from that. Put a little fabric out and put the rock down. That should be permanent and should never have to worry about remulching all that. And do the river rock right down here. And I got this backfilled. I'll do a nice mulch all the way down to where the gravel starts and then mulch all that. And pretty much leave this alone. I think I'm gonna do that. I gotta finish cleaning that up, river rock down like I mentioned. And yeah, all this turned out good. And I got all of that raked over there as well. Got to touch up around the air conditioning unit just a little bit. It couldn't quite get in there with the skid steer. The only thing bad about that skid steer, it's kind of big and it's hard to fit in there, little areas like that. So do a little bit of handwork and that'll be done.